You know, I like to give the other guys way more,
More
where the hell
shine.
they go? Oh, there they go.
They're coming. They're coming.
Yeah, I like to give them more, attention because they don't get as much as I do.
Well, the bar is open, sir.
Good. Yeah.
After you, sir. Good to meet you, sir.
Hey, great.
Good, sir.
Yeah,
After
you
you.
right there. I got my hand.
How are you?
Not for you.
I need.
Here.
She keeps asking me for consent now because of you. I could have just grabbed stuff.
No.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the nerds.
Hey.
Starting off with the laugh right away. Is there any truth to the story that that laugh came from the gentleman that played your father, his wife?
Oh, that's true. He stole it from his wife and then taught it to me. His wife actually laughs like that. Poor Jamie.
Poor Jay.
Yeah, right?
So, is there any point of this where you guys, you obviously don't get sick of this, or you wouldn't keep coming out to these? But what is there that's new when you come out to here? What is it that when you come out to these panels and to these conventions that you're looking for?
We're not looking for anything except enthusiasm from the people that have come to the convention.
That's right.
If they're enthusiastic, we become enthusiastic. If they're not enthusiastic, we don't.
It's
become
hard. Yeah, it's
enthusiastic.
hard.
Well, you've got an enthusiastic crowd here, and they're from all over the place. We were talking ahead of time. You've got people from Grimsby, Hamilton, Rochester, New York in here, and it's just a testament to the longevity of this movie series. I mean, not only for Gen Xers, Boomers, but we have some Gen Zs and Alphas in the crowd that know this and are quoting the shows. What is that like when you see someone so young come up and they know more about the franchise than maybe you do?
It fills my heart with glee.
We do. I mean, we don't know half of what the fans do. So we get, I would say almost every time, I find out something new about something. That we know a lot of the stuff that happened behind the scenes and that sort of thing. But even some of that, after time goes by, you forget about stuff, and we're constantly reminded by fans about our own work.
Is there something and I'll ask each of you this, is there one thing that a fan has said to you that you didn't know that surprised you that still stays with you? That you're like, oh wow, like not only how did you know that, but like that is actually very impressive. Wow, see, that's the deep hitting questions I ask. Barbara Walters, look out.
I don't know.
How large I am.
Yeah, how large he is.
They ask me that all the time. My fans said, they heard it in a magazine.
Yeah.
And that was a new thing for me.
That was a new thing for him.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Don is larger than you would expect.
Yes. I think they were talking. I don't know what they were talking about, but
Larger than life.
Bryn's got a bad. She's got a very bad mind.
Really?
It's not what I meant at all.
Okay. Well,
Damn it, Don.
yeah.
So when the
You have a
movie
very bad mind, ma'am.
So when the movie started, and when you first approached with it, I know, like we read rumors that there was some apprehension, especially with given the title. I heard that there was some people didn't like the idea of Revenge of the Nerds, or it didn't play well in certain countries and stuff like that. Did you guys yourselves, any of you, ever have any apprehensions going into it?
Yes.
And could you expand on that a little?
Well, when I heard the title of the film, right there I was out. I said, I'm not going to be in a film called Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, it's about nerds. I'm out. I'm not going to do that. I was all cool. I had long hair. I was riding my motorcycle, playing my guitar.
Beating up nerds.
Put them in lockers.
But one thing led to another, and I went in to meet the director, and the meeting did not go well. And I thought, well, that's that. And then they called a couple of weeks later and said, we want you to come back in and audition. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to show them. So I got my hair all cut off, a regular boy's haircut. I went to an optometrist on the way to the meeting and bought the glasses that I actually wore in the movie. And I got to the office, I was going to do the audition, and the assistant casting person came out, looked right at me, went back in. She did it like 2 more times, and I finally said, "Hey, I'm here. What are you doing?" She said, "Oh my God, Robert!" And the rest is history.
Nice.
I also had a reaction to the title because I was new to movies, so I had done one movie previous to this, which had been sort of an adult kind of movie. It was Risky Business,
Porn.
and I really liked that. What? And then the next job that I got was almost a year late.
No, I'm not touching you. You ask for consent every time I grab you, really.
So the next job that I got was Revenge of the Nerds. You have to stop stomping your feet.
I'm sorry. God, man.
And so I got the script, and I went, oh. And all of us had a similar reaction because the original script was not great, which is not uncommon for a movie. I mean, you know, they work on it, and it develops over time. But this was not great. And we found out subsequently the director, Jeff Canoe, had also said, I'm not directing a movie called Revenge of the Nerds, that's a stupid title. So everybody kind of felt the same way. And then once we started to get into it, of course, it changed. Don, would you like to say something?
No, I did. Seriously, man, I hurt my foot under here, sir.
Did you really?
Yeah, it hurts.
Okay, well, we'll take care of that
All
after.
right, so what should I say about this, the title?
Whatever you want.
That I thought it was a porn film?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I thought it was a porn film, and I was ready.
Okay.
So I was ready to start, and then I found out it wasn't.
Yeah, and then he was disappointed.
This stupid character called Ogre. And
Yeah.
I was like, God, I just want to kill nerds. You know that.
Yeah, that kind of.
They took all my dialogue away. They said, just kill nerds in the movie. That's it.
No, I mean, he also, both of us, had a situation where our characters didn't have a lot to do on the page. And once this one showed up, you can't shut him up anyway. And then he started, you know, adding stuff. And the next thing you know,
I was the star of the film. That's what happened.
well, yeah,
that's
right.
exactly what happened.
Everyone, he was the star of the film.
There ain't
Everyone.
no movie without Ogre. Give me a break.
Yeah, please clap.
Thank you.
So, yeah,
Thank you
that was that.
Sorry, you two. I'm sorry, you two. I know you're
It's all
classically
right.
trained
Your
actors.
foot feels all better though now.
No, my knee. It's actually my knee, sir.
Okay.
And I'm probably bleeding right now, and I'll have to sue you.
All right, okay. All right.
There was a waiver.
There is a waiver.
You did speak about like improvising some lines there, and that was the same with your character as well. Like I heard, that you had-
Everybody.
yeah, everyone's characters. So was that everyone's character had to was the majority of it just all
Consent.
improv out there that first movie, or?
Always have to ask me for
Majority, I'd
consent.
say-
I'm not that kind of man.
I'd say half of it
I'm
was
gonna do
in the
short
script,
name
and the other half
and
was
and
bestowed
bring it
upon
to
the
you.
movie by gentlemen like Curtis.
I'm gonna make it. I'll have
And you
that
have
for
to.
Just came
Atlanta.
out
You
with
have to
great
agree.
one-liners.
Does it not know the line?
And Tim was the same way as well. I heard.
Tim was a monster of ideas. He was a bit machine.
Right.
Where he would be sitting there and go, oh, how about this? Oh, hey, what if you did this? Remember that?
Yeah.
And he would just go on and on. He would come up with stuff out of nowhere.
I don't remember
And
that. I don't remember that.
well, you weren't in those scenes. And anyway, they didn't need to do it with you because you were so inventive. So the rest of us were
Not
operating
as
on-
far along as
Yeah. So, yeah, so we made up stuff when it was appropriate. And then, you know, we used lines that were great from the script.
Now, when this takes off, at what point are you guys like, oh shit, we actually got something going here? Because the way that you guys were describing it going into it, nobody, it doesn't seem like anybody would have had any clue that it would have been the phenomenon that it became.
No, it was sort of like a steam locomotive that's idling on the tracks, and slowly but surely the thing started to build up steam. And the more that the cast gelled, the more the movie took off, until finally when we ended the movie, we didn't want it to end because we were having such a good time.
But that didn't mean that you know, the movie was necessarily going to take off.
Right.
Right, we were just having a good time.
We were having a good time, but it was the 80s and that was your job. to have a good time.
So that would make me ask, or immediately wonder, coming off of Risky Business, what is that like going from that set then to this set?
It's just different. Well, it was totally different. I mean, in the first place, it was a very small cast. You know,
Right.
There was no improvisation to speak of, and it was just a different process. But the difference was Jeff Canute, who was our director. Jeff was serious about hiring funny people and letting them be funny,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
And that's what we wound up doing.
Did you hear when you said about? You sound like Canadian. To me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like laughing inside going, you sound like a Canadian guy, eh? Right?
Yeah.
About,
Say sorry.
Say sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
About.
Hey, Don,
say
you're
it
gonna
about.
have to go out, huh?
I know, I gotta
Go
go.
out of the room, eh?
Yeah, see, you guys all sound like Canadians. I'm so proud of you guys. They do that wherever we go. They sound Mexican when we go to Mexico. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, I know. We're like that.
It's amazing. I mean, you guys are amazing.
It's all the filming in Vancouver, honestly.
And they're classically trained actors.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I told you guys all beforehand, I don't want to maximize your time. You guys came here to see these fine gentlemen. If any of you have questions, feel free, throw up your hands. And,
Or just
we'll get
throw
your
up.
questions.
We don't really.
That's going a little too far.
You're still talking to me?
You said fine gentlemen. I was saying that's, a little
Oh, that's inappropriate.
for me.
Yeah,
Right?
got it.
Because I'm not a fine gentleman.
Oh, I thought you meant because there were.
No, and they're bothering me, these two women.
Okay, all right.
They do not. So handsome.
So yes, any questions, any answers, any rags, any bones, any
All right, well,
potholes?
come right here first, and then you'll be next.
Oh boy.
What's the
Cannot
one
hear
thing that you really nerd about? What's the one thing you nerd out about?
Oh,
Oh, I nerd out about guitars and motorcycles.
I nerd out about Sherlock Holmes and Washington Irving.
Oh,
Oh,
You're on.
Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck? That's what I do. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm very simple, as you can tell.
right in the back there.
I was wondering about the first movie, the Wonder Joints. Were they real? Or was
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were totally real.
Yeah, like we would be able to get any filming done. No, they were not.
I don't know what they were.
I don't know what they were either.
They weren't hot.
But I don't even remember if they were tobacco. I don't remember anything about it. So maybe they were.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be
Maybe they were,
fine?
yeah. You guys just don't remember.
I thought,
Well, that's why we don't remember.
yeah,
There you go.
it has nothing to do with age.
I know they had real beer for me.
Yeah, they had real beer for you and Brian.
Did you drink the real beer?
I did not. I was a professional.
I drank real beer and I was a little wasted. I have a hard enough time remembering dialogue without being drunk. So
No.
I said, if you guys get me drunk, we're just gonna stand here and snort.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, yes, I agree with
Because
you.
Olger had so many lines.
Oh, okay, that was an 80s joke for those of you who are
Yeah.
old enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you people in the back hear me?
I was gonna say things are going off
I'm
the rails,
kidding.
but that was probably not the
You-
best choice of words.
What's that?
I said things were going off the rails, but not the best choice of words. Given
No, not
your
the
last
best choice.
sentence.
No, no.
Going off the rails.
It could be interpreted in some kind of way.
So we get all these sequels, and then there was talk of a reboot that I think they actually filmed a little bit of.
What you're referring to is they were going to remake Revenge of the Nerds, and they filmed a little bit, and then the college where they were filming got a hold of the script and shut it down. Because it was even
Okay.
more disgusting than ours.
Yeah, this was, and I might be wrong, so I probably shouldn't even say it, but I seem to remember it was Duke.
Yes, it was.
Duke University, yes,
Yes.
it was.
It was Duke University, which had had some problems.
Yes.
And
Right after
costume.
the rugby.
Yeah.
They gave them, which I found out from Jeff Canoe, we also did with University of Arizona, where they gave them a script which was slightly sanitized so that they wouldn't feel uncomfortable with us using their own students in party scenes. So they gave them a slightly sanitized version of Revenge of the Nerds, and we got permission to shoot. Well, they never found out that that wasn't exactly what we were shooting. And so
There's a
that
plaque.
happened with the remake, only they did find out.
Yeah.
And they pulled the plug, and there was stuff shot, right? I
Yes,
mean,
it was 2 weeks shot.
you were involved
I was gonna say.
only from, you were a producer, were you not?
No, I was not a producer.
Well,
No.
no.
Like,
Anyway,
don't put that on me.
I don't remember.
Yeah, don't put
Don't put that
on
on me.
That's more like something I would
So
produce, so.
in the perfect world,
I was supposed to make a cameo appearance, but no.
so in the perfect world, how does Nerds continue? If there was a way to like wave that magic Bob Iger wand or whoever it would be.
The way it would continue, if I may,
Carry on.
You
is
may.
that the nerds that you know, the three of us here and the other nerds, all go to Adams College for Alumni Day to visit their kids. And their kids are in the midst of being thrown out of the Lambda 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 house because there's a faction of kids in the Lambda house that doesn't agree with our kids. So we escort our kids.
To the Alpha Betas.
No, not to the Alpha
Okay.
Betas. No, everybody's preparing for a hackathon in Las Vegas. So we take them to the hackathon and help them win. That's it.
That was our idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do too.
Somebody call Amazon Prime. Let's get that going as a series.
What?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. I think that's a great idea, and I think it is a continuation. Now, how often, like that's probably asked every con you guys get that up. It felt like you had that one right on the holster there, ready to go.
got stuff
That
in my
being
holster.
said, though, how close is something like that to happening? Is there any tasks?
Light years away.
Light
No, because the studio has to think of it, or you have to convince them that they thought of it for it to move forward. If we thought of it, it's not going anywhere.
Now, is there any changes, being 2024, I know there's the obvious changes, but are there changes like even to like the name of Nerd that they'd have to get rid of? Like, because I feel like Nerd, this is like we're at Nerdum right now, right? So, I mean,
You gotta keep the word nerd in the title, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
all right, I like it. Thought I had a question there. They did not. So me
No.
just buying some time. All right.
There's one.
This is for Robert. I'm just curious what the transition was like from being so big in Revenge of the Nerds to being known to kind of our generation as the dad in Lizzie McGuire, from adult to kid entertainment, and what that was like for you.
Well, if you were paying attention to Lizzie McGuire, the father was pretty nerdy.
True.
So it wasn't that big a transition. And also in the series, there's 65 episodes. It's never revealed what he does.
No.
Is that right?
He's just always around. It's pretty
You rarely
weird.
could go to Rome for the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good question.
So what is it then? You love hearing stuff like that. So what is the role after this that sticks out to fans aside from Nerds for you guys? Like, because you've all had big careers. For you, I'm sorry. The first thing I always think of with you, Don, is
Bloodsport.
no.
What?
I love Bloodsport, but I'm sorry. I am a diehard Night Court fan.
Oh,
so
God.
your role in Night Court,
I know.
bully, being Harry's
Never seen it.
bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I
great.
made a point of watching all of your appearances.
Well, it's in your contract.
And the one that I love is the one from X-Files, where he plays the bartender in X-Files, who had an encounter with...
With the, yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I know you remember.
Well, I kind of remember. Yeah, those years are a little bit lost for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah. A lot of
It was
brain
right
damage.
after one of his accidents.
Yeah, one of my accidents or brain damage from stuff.
Yeah, all of that.
From
But
oatmeal and all
I
that.
love I love that.
That was fun. And then I had Bloodsport, which did pretty well.
It did very well.
Very, very well. What about you, Chris?
The next to Nerds would be the Savage Steve Holland movies, which are Better Off Dead and Crazy Summer.
Right. Okay.
Those
all
are the, and Supernatural.
Supernatural, of course, yeah. Right on. Have you anything outside of Lizzie McGuire? Or?
Well, I had a trio of films that I did for John Carpenter. One of them was called Body Bags, which I really liked. And then the next one was called Escape from LA. And then the final one was Ghosts of Mars.
Ghosts of Mars. That's right. I remember. That's right. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, and Robert was once nominated for a Canadian Oscar.
That's right, a Genie Award, yes.
I remember that.
Right, for Heartaches.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Talk about a transition. I think of it more like your transition from being a real serious actor. You take some serious shots, you really do.
Thank you.
Into Revenge of the Nerds was a big change, especially
Yeah,
with
but
your
if
background.
you look at Revenge of the Nerds with a critical eye, that is not me.
No.
Right, I know. Nobody knows that, I don't think.
Yeah, they all think it's me.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Amazing. All right. Any other questions there?
No more questions.
One right here.
Why'd you raise your hand? I'm joking.
Partial.
It's like that guy, you know, when you're in school and that guy raises his hand and the bell rang, you know, and you're looking at the guy going, what'd you do that for? I want to go.
Yeah,
And then I put him in the locker after that. That's what I'm doing to this dude. No, I'm kidding. I
Well, it's for you anyway.
Oh, okay, I'm interested now, sorry. Sorry about that.
So, I was growing up, so Nerds was one of my favorite movies, and Bloodsport. If you got a chance to do another sequel or go back and do, which one would you?
Revenge of the Nerds. John Clyde was just not my hero. I don't know how to put it. Nicer. Yeah, just not my. I'm not a fan. Should we say that?
Not a fan of.
His ass.
Oh, okay.
So I don't even know if I'd want to work with him again. That's how bad it was. Yeah. So, I mean, if he wasn't in it, then I'd probably do it. But I would never not want to do another movie with these guys. You know, 40 years later, we still get along, we still talk, and you know, now that if we did a movie together, it would just be a friggin' party every night because we know each other so well. So, you know, I would do it in a second, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Have you enjoyed yourselves here? Well, let's hear it for the nerds one more time. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
nerds.
table.
You goddamn nerds.